Good morning, everyone. Today is, I don't even know what day it is. Today's Thursday, December 16th. Did I check in with you guys yet? I forgot to check. So if I didn't yet, start of another vlog. My hair is super frizzy. I'm in my PJs and in my cozy cardigan, my house cardigan. I don't even remember what the pattern was. This was the first cardigan I've ever knit. I just know I knit it with drops. But anyways, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, hi from my pajamas. My name's Mel. I'm the owner and dyer of Big Little Yarn Co. And I'm coming to you from my bed in Hyogo, Japan, where I live with my husband Tim and with our coming baby. So for those of you who don't know, I'm currently taking a break throughout the months of December and January, so I'm knitting a lot. Today is, sorry, I'm holding you with my hand and you're a little heavy. So today it's really cold outside. I turned the heater on so you may hear the rumbling. So I'm just gonna be in bed all day today. Don't really feel like doing anything. I do have another video that I need to edit, but I don't want to sit in my office. It's so cozy in bed right now, so I'm just gonna take it in, take in all the coziness. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm still working on my Be Thankful cardigan. Let me see if I can find the stitch markers. So I think last time I talked to you, I was still at where this big stitch marker is. This is from Maria from Woollen Forest Knits, and I put these I'm putting a stitch marker in every 10 rows because I tried it on and I need to do about 50 to 55 more rows before the next part of the sleeve instructions. So I'm just putting counters for that so I don't have to keep counting. But also for every 10 rows, I've also been working on the Amara sweater. So it's still a bit small. I have done a few rows for this though. So yeah, every 10 rows of that, I do one row of this as a little treat to myself, a little break from the sleeve stitches. But yeah, that's the plan, to just keep knitting. Probably gonna watch some kind of folk horror movie. Maybe Hagazusa. I've already watched that, but I feel like I want to watch it again. Something slow that's kind of, I feel like, is boring for most people, but I find really calming. So something folk horror-y would be really nice right now. And I also found this. So I had like a little bit of a Sashiko phase. So this is a Sashiko sampler. Maybe let me flip you over so I can talk about it. Hold on just a sec. Okay, so this is the Sashiko sampler. If you're not familiar with Sashiko, needle, is it a type of needle point? Sashiko embroidery. I know some people have seen the quilting. So this is a Sashiko sampler. So it comes with these markings here. Sorry for my chipped nails. It comes with these markings here that will wash off after you finish everything. You can stick this in a bowl of water and all these markings will wash off. But how you work on it is you first work one direction, and then once you've finished with everything in that direction, so right now I'm working these vertical lines as you can see here. Once you finish that direction, you go horizontal, and then you go vertical, and then you go the other way, vertical, and then you're done. So I've been working on this. I was working on this during the summertime when it was a bit too hot to knit, but I kind of put it down because I was so busy with work. But I really want to get back on this, so it's a bit wrinkly from storage, but I'm still excited about it. So you can see that I used 2 different colors. I'm making these, what are these? Octagons. These octagons in this yellow. Let me see if I have in this yellow color. It's like a turmeric yellow. No, maybe like a sunshine yellow. And then I'm making the other like star-shaped bits in this. Yeah, this is more of a turmeric ochre yellow color. So this is the Sashiko embroidery thread. It's a little different from like Western embroidery thread, I would say. It's a bit more plied together. It's hard to separate the strands, and I think it is a bit thicker. It comes either in loop form, where it comes as a loop, so this is not in the loop anymore, and then you cut off the end of it to make these single long strands, or it comes in like a little cone like so. So yeah, so I'm just gonna work on these things, just switch throughout the movie. Oh, and then you could also see for the sampler, what you're supposed to do is it doesn't come in this handkerchief form like this. It actually comes, it's hard to show you, but it comes flat, and then you fold it in half and you kind of sew the edges together to make like kind of like how you would a cushion, I guess. So all these edges are sewn together first, and then you sew the border, and then you start. So yeah, I'm excited. I really like having these. A lot of people ask what I use them for, and they're really nice for home decorating. Like if you have like a flower vase, or I don't know, ceramic things you like to display in your home, they're really nice for the base of it. Or in Japan, a lot of places don't offer paper towels, like restrooms don't offer paper towels and stuff. And they also don't allow blow dryers right now because of the pandemic. So everyone carries around a handkerchief. So these are just really fancy handmade handkerchiefs. And a lot of people like to use them also for like tea towels to serve tea with. That's really nice. So yeah, it does have a lot of uses. Or if you get a bigger size, you could wrap bentos with it. So it's traditionally used for like cleaning and like daily household things. So even though it does take a long time, it's meant for everyday use. So it's not something you would want to just like put away and forget about. So I'm not really too precious on these kinds of things. I like to be able to touch them every day. So yeah, we'll see what I end up doing with this, but maybe a handkerchief for myself for bathroom breaks. But yeah, so that's what I'll be working on. I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so quick update. Maybe you see something new on me. So I just finished. So right now it's about, I don't know, about 3:30. It's pretty gloomy here today. So I've just been knitting in bed as per usual, but I finally finished my Be Thankful cardigan. So sorry the lighting's a little funny, but yeah, so let me get up and show you. It's a little hard to see with the bump, but so I can't really button it up. I think I would be able to without the bump for sure, but yeah, baby's in the way. So yeah, I just finished the sleeves, bound off, and I'm gonna block it right after this. I'm really happy with how it's fitting unblocked. So we'll see how it is. I'm expecting for the sleeves to grow a little bit. Like you could see that it's a tiny bit shorter. It's usually once you block the length, definitely it definitely lengthens a little bit. So I usually try to make my sleeves a tiny bit shorter, especially because I didn't do a gauge swatch as usual. So so yeah, so hopefully, you know, nothing really changes too much. I don't mind it if it grows a bit either, but yeah, just wanted to give a little update. And I'm not sure if I showed you these buttons, but I got these from a vintage market in Kyoto. So these are just some vintage buttons I found that I can't really button, but that's okay. But yeah, it's like a simple cardigan. Looks like a little frumpy on me right now. I feel like it would look really cute with with my usual high-waisted pants. I just cannot wear pants right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and block this, stick it in front of the heater overnight. Maybe it'll dry by tomorrow. And then after I block, so I was thinking about when to cast on my DAA cardigan, because I was talking about the other video, I was talking about how I wasn't sure when to start it because I didn't want to forget about my Amara sweater that I'm knitting on. So what I'm thinking about doing is maybe I'll make the DAA cardigan my Christmas Eve cast on. I think that might be a good idea, especially then I can see all of the by then I'll have opened all the mini skeins too, so I could see all the range of colors. I could just play with the color order however I like, and then by then it'll be the 24th, so I've had not a week, but maybe like 5 days of just knitting on the Mars sweaters. So like I feel like that's pretty good. Give it a little push before I start anything new. And then yeah, then I could start on the DAA. And then depending on how I'm liking that knit, or I don't know, I'm not sure if like the color juggling would slow me down and stuff, but I could always switch back and forth, because other than the striping for the DAA cardigan, it's pretty much just stockinette. So I think if I'm tired of looking at cable charts, then I could switch back to the DAA cardigan and vice versa. So that's the plan, but that won't be for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and block this out, and then I think until dinner, I think Tim's grabbing dinner for us tonight on his way back home from work. So until dinner, I think I'm gonna be spinning. So I'm not sure, did I show you last time? I don't know if I showed you last time, but so I'm currently working on, so I do spin. If you didn't know, if you've followed me only just recently, I do spin. I have a spinning wheel. I have a Ashford Joy that I brought with me from the US, but I haven't spun on it since maybe March, earlier this year. I haven't spun out all this year. I think just because I've been so busy, whenever I've had time, I've kind of just used, like, I felt like I had to knit, use that time for knitting as much as possible kind of thing. So now that I'm off for December/January, I've been more free to explore my other fibery interests, which is nice because I haven't had a chance to in so long. So I've kind of gone back to it. At first, it was a bit, I feel like, did I already talk about this? But if I did, I'm so sorry. But anyways, I kind of fell out of love with it because the braid that I'm using right now is this mystery braid. I feel like I've already talked about this, but just really quickly, I'll show you. It's this mystery braid that I got along with my spinning wheel. Maybe I didn't talk about this. But yeah, I bought my spinning wheel used off of Craigslist, and it came with like a whole stash of, to me, vintage fiber. So like this was from the sometime in the early 2000s or 1990s. Like she labeled her Ziploc bag, so it's really old, but still spinnable. So I've been spinning that because I wanted to apply that together with this. This is some singles that I got from a bat from a while back. I don't quite remember. Also, I thought that I had more of this, but I think I left it in the US. So I think I just have one bobbin of it. I feel like I didn't finish spinning it, but I don't know where the rest of it is. So yeah, this is what I got. So I'm trying to fill up one bobbin of this because I'm not sure how much is on here. And this I spun in last December. So I have no idea how much is on this thing. So anyways, I was spinning up that bobbin earlier this year, or I was spinning up this bobbin earlier this year. Stopped because I didn't really like the color. Like green and purple is just not really my thing, and I was kind of really worried that it was going to spin up into like this weird green purple combo. Although this is green and purple as well. I love puke green, like this ugly green I just really like. So this is a green and purple combo, so I thought it would go well together to make like a barber pole spin. So anyway, so I was doing that, but I kind of fell out of love with this, and also I got really busy, so I just never picked it back up. And then Tiara of the Love Stitch podcast she recently is borrowing a spinning wheel from our friend Linda who lives near her. So she has been spinning, so she's been encouraging me to get back into spinning. And so after talking to her, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna do like a test apply. I'm gonna apply this with whatever singles I have on there for this top, and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like here. The colors are not very accurate because I'm using artificial light right now, but I'm not sure if you could tell, but how it spins up in apply is not totally different, but it is a bit more green, obviously, because it's combined with this, and the purple doesn't show through as much, which I kind of like actually, because I really love green. Didn't so much love this purple, but it comes out as more lavender on here. It's a bit at like the top, you could kind of see. So it comes off as lavender when you apply these two together. So I actually applied this up the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this project, see it through so that I could start in a new project. But because I do have a lot of fiber that I brought from the US. So I think after I block this, I'm gonna work a bit more on this. I think I'm almost halfway. I have the bobbin halfway filled with this guy. So yeah, after I fill up the entire bobbin, I'll probably just apply whatever I have and then call it a day. Because I could have sworn that I had more of this, but I cleared out my stash the other day and I couldn't find it, so I guess I left it in America. But yeah, that's the plan. And then I do have other tops and roving top that I do want to tackle, and then I'll probably, whatever I have left over of this, I do have a drum carder. Can you see it? Oh, it's right here. This thing right here. So I do have a drum carder. So I'm thinking that I could kind of try to separate the purples and the greens a little bit and maybe make some kind of fun bat that I could spin up. But yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the day. Sorry I haven't really been going out. I've just been knitting, watching movies. I think I watch one movie a day, then I just watch a bunch of knitting podcasts. Yesterday I watched Hagazusa, and then today I watched The Apostle. Both are good. Both are solid 3 stars for me. They're not, to me, they're not scary. They are considered horror, but to me they're not very scary. It's a good 3-star horror movie for me. But yeah, so that's the plan. And if I get up to something different, I'll check in with you later. Everybody, just checking in. So you can see a little change in scenery. I'm in my bedroom right now because that's where the heater is. If you hear it rumbling, that's the heater. Yeah, it's super cold today and the heater's on in here and it's cold in the rest of the house, so I'm just kind of holed up in my bedroom. So yesterday I went to the Itobito Knits pop-up for Anne. Anne is a lovely dyer and she makes beautiful yarns, and I went to go support her and ended up really supporting her because I bought a good amount of stuff. So I wanted to show you, and then I also wanted to show you my whips. And for those of you who are wondering, this is a sweater I actually knit for Tim. I just rolled up the sleeves, and I knit this in a 100% alpaca yarn from Knit Picks. And this was before we realized that Tim's super sensitive, like his skin's super sensitive. So to me this is really soft and warm, but to him it's super itchy. But yeah, it does have like a bit of a halo to it, so that kind of makes him itch. But anyway, so I stole it, so I ended up knitting myself an alpaca sweater, but that's fine. So let me start with what I got. So I originally purchased from her pre-order a couple months back, and then took the option to pick up my stuff at the pop-up. So this is what I got during the pre-order. So I bought this online. This is the Maron Kuri, and this is on her Surrey silk, yeah, Sarah Surrey base. So Surrey alpaca and silk lace sweep base, and Maron is like the French word for chestnut, and then Kuri is also chestnut, so it's kind of like a winter theme. I really like how the gray, it's like a grayish pink, And then, so the rest of the stuff I got during the pop-up. So first, this really caught my eye and I didn't realize why until I remembered what I bought for this, because this was a couple months back. So I remembered what I got, but I didn't quite remember. And then, so she also had a table of one-offs and like one-of-a-kind stuff. So she had it at like a little bit of a discount since they were just one-of-a-kind skeins, since some of them were prototypes, and I got these two. And this is on her, I think it's on her Daruma fingering, or I forget what the base name is, but it's 100% superwash extra fine merino. This is really a nice luster to it, like it doesn't seem like it's merino, but it is. And then I realized I really just got drawn to this because of this. So maybe, I don't know if I'm gonna pair them together to make like a cropped sweater or something, but or if I'll separate them and make two different things. But yeah, so I got these. And then I also got myself this. And then this is her mocha chocolate colorway on her sock base, which is 85% superwash, extra fine merino, 15% nylon. It's got these really pretty speckles, and it does really remind me of like a cozy hot cocoa, mocha hot cocoa chocolate thing. Yeah, super cozy color. She makes really good, like I really love Anne's warmer pinkish colors, as you can see. So yeah, she just makes really good ones. And then I also got one little skein of this one, and then this one is called, sorry, the video kind of cut off. So this, I was talking about this one. So I got one skein of this. This is Hoshino Buranko, which is a swing of stars. So it's just this really lovely two-toned suri silk base. I was thinking I'll make like some kind of like small shawlette out of it. But yeah, as I said, she makes a good pink purple. I think it would stripe really well, so I got that. And then at the pop-up, she also gave out these little stitch marker tins. And then in the order, the online pre-order order, I got tea. So that's nice. So I'm done for yarn for the rest of the year. Cutting myself off. I still have a ton of stuff I'm waiting for in the mail, so yeah, I've got plenty of stuff. So let me update you on my looks. First, I have these socks I've been working on. So as you can see, I went on and on about how I only do socks. Sorry if my glasses are like kind of glaring. Let me scooch a little. So anyways, I went on about how I knit socks 2 at a time. And then I was thinking about it, and I was talking to a fellow knitter during our knit night at our Discord about how I would love to just make tube socks and then just do Afterthought heels and toes, because when I knit on the train, and yeah, when I'm on I usually knit my socks while I'm on the train, and when I'm on the train, well, here in Japan, it's pretty important to be very respectful of the people around you. Like, it's very different from the train culture in America. Like, train culture, I don't know. It's very quiet. It's like a library. You don't bother anybody. People nap on the train and they feel safe. That kind of thing. So, yeah, so like when I'm knitting 2 at a time socks, I have this long cord, you know, I feel like I'm taking up too much space. You kind of, especially because it does get a bit crowded sometimes, you kind of have to be in your own bubble, and it's a bit rude to burst other people's bubbles by like doing your own thing. You have to be aware of your surroundings. So I want to be respectful of the people around me, but also I want to knit my socks. So I was talking about how I wanted to knit tube socks, so that I could just use these little circulars, these mini circulars that I have, just knit up a tube and just work on the heels and toes later. But the thing is that I've made these. So these are some socks that I've made quite a while back in the tube sock method with the Afterthought heels. I think, well, actually, I don't think I did the tube sock method. I at least just did a tube and then cast it off the toe, did an Afterthought heel. The thing is that my heel, the Afterthought heel doesn't really fit very well on my heel. The best heel is probably a traditional heel flap and gusset. I think it just needs to be like that depth, like I need to have this depth here. This is a bit too tight and it always just kind of slips off. So I didn't like that. And I never really thought about modifying an Afterthought heel in order to try to accommodate for my heel a little bit better. So that was a struggle. But anyways, I really wanted to see if actually, I haven't knitted on these circulars since I've been in the US. So I wanted to see if me knitting on these circulars in the train actually helped with the like elbow room and like not disturbing other people type of thing. So I went ahead and I excuse me, I went ahead and I took off one of the socks off the 2 at a time and stuck it on this thing, and I was knitting away on it on the way to the Itobito knits or Itobito yarns pop-up. And man, it goes so fast because you're on these tiny circulars. The thing is that for this one I will obviously have to knit it twice because it's not a tube. But the point of it being a tube is that I knit with one tube and that makes 2 socks. So it's kind of like knitting 2 at a time, but not really. So I think after this, I'm gonna try to do that. But before I finish this and make tube socks, I want to snip out this heel here. And I looked up some like blog posts online of people trying to modify their heels to be a bit more, to have a bit more depth to it. So I'm gonna snip this out and I'm gonna try out one of those modifications to see how it works. Yeah, because these do not fit well, but I love these stripy socks. Like, I never wear them and it's such a shame because yeah. Oh, if I didn't say what the yarn was, this is the Dunder Knits Rainbow by Tiny Human Knits. She makes wonderful self-striping yarn and it's like the perfect rainbow for me. It's like not too bright, it's a little moody in the darker bits. So yeah, I really want to wear these socks, but I really don't like this heel. So today that'll be my mission. So I have this set aside and then I'm gonna just replace. I don't have this color anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but I do have a bit of bramble left from before. I think that would work for these. So bramble works with anything. So I'm gonna work on this today. And then yeah, so I'm going on these socks. I'm almost, I think I need like maybe 1 more inch or so before I start the toe. So it's going super fast, yeah. I forget how fast it goes when it's on these little minis. I might have to get myself another But so this is going, I'm probably going to put it back on the magic loop to finish the toe, because obviously this can only be so small. So yeah, and then the stitch marker, I should say, is from Woolen Forest Knits. Sorry, my nails are so gross, but here. But yeah, so that's going. Those are my socks. And then my Amara sweater is also going pretty quick too. I feel like working on a chart, you just kind of, for me, it goes quite quickly. I don't know if you're keep moving slowly. Sorry, you're on my bed, so if the camera is slowly moving while I'm not realizing, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, here's my progress. So the cables are forming. This is the back slit, so this is the front. So the cables are forming. I love how it's knitting up. This little ghosty stitch marker is by Tilting Planet, I think her name is, and she makes hand carved wooden stitch markers. Super cute. And then this is a handmade ceramic stitch marker by Holly Banks Lane. Yeah. So yeah, this is going. I think I need like another couple inches before I split for sleeves. I do plan on making this a bit more cropped. But yeah, so that's going. I really like how Patina on the kid silk lace kind of makes this look a bit tweedy almost, but you could still see the cables on it. I did have to do some cable surgery yesterday. I did miss some things, but it wasn't too bad. I caught it like the next row or the next couple rows after, so it wasn't too hard of a surgery. And then the last whip I've been working on is my Sashiko handkerchief sampler. You probably, I mean, I'm still working away on the horizontal lines, about halfway done. I've just been doing this like every so often. If I want to break from knitting, I just stitch on this. But yeah, it's going, obviously it's going pretty slow, but that's the joy of it, I think. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to get back into bed and watch a bunch of knitting podcasts, and I'm gonna work on these guys and hopefully figure out a heel that works for me, because I would really love that. If I could figure out a heel modification that I could always go back to, then I'm set. I'm gonna make tubes forever. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's it for now. Gonna go get knitting. Hello again, guys. So I'm about to go make lunch right now, but I finished fixing the heel of these socks here, so I'm gonna work on this one after lunch. But if you can see the difference between these two, maybe if I together. So I did a few things and I just wanted to tell you about them, but this is the old heel and this is the new one. So as you can see, it is definitely deeper. I've also added a gusset here. I don't know if you could see that. There's a gusset using short rows here. And then I also but had like a slower decrease so that there was more space within the heel, and this fits me so much better. This is almost like this is almost like this. It's very, very close. It's definitely roomier. It has this like the roomier feel because of the depth, the added depth, and because I added the, it's hard to show you, but because I added the gusset here in these corners, so I added one here and then I did the same here on the other side. But because of the gusset, it kind of mimics the gusset that you would get here when you do the gusset decreases. But yeah, it definitely fits me so much better. I'm gonna include my project page with my modifications if you want to see. And sorry, there's like a hole here. I didn't do a great job at picking up stitches, but ignore that. But if you are like me and you have a high arch and you have kind of like a, and because of the high arch, you kind of have like a more, I don't want to say protruding heel, but you have like a, you need like a more, you need more depth to your heel than what a traditional Afterthought heel would give you, because it's kind of just like a wedge. So it's a very shallow type of heel. I feel like adding the gusset and also doing the slower decreases. So I did a decrease row every 2 rows for a few times, and then did every other row, and then at the very, very end did every row. So it kind of gives it a more rounded heel. Let me see if I can show you. It's very hard to do this one-handed. So if I flatten out the heel here, you could kind of see how round that heel is. I'm not sure if you could tell. And then you do a Kitchener stitch up here. But you can see how round and much more roomier that is compared to this one. This is the, sorry it's so felted and worn, but just for educational purposes. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to hold my phone while I open this up, but I could barely open it. You know, it's very, very small. Very small, very short, and very narrow. It looks very narrow, although it is the same amount of stitches, because all I did was just pick up the stitches. Since there's no gusset, it doesn't allow for any more room, and then it just kind of goes straight into the heel. So if you have like a shorter heel, I mean, I'm sure if you've tried it out and you liked it, then that's great. But if you do have a bigger heel arch and a, like I said, like a more protruding heel, I think this might work really well for you. So I think this is it. This might be what I start to do. And if you know, although it is, this type of heel is weaker than the traditional slip stitch heel flap, because it doesn't have that same thickness to it. You can, if it does get a hole, just pick it up, just cut it out, and then knit a new heel. So that's really cool. So I'm just gonna leave this be. I'm gonna go make lunch because my stomach is growling. I don't know if you heard that. And then once I'm back from lunch, I'm gonna fix this guy up. And now I'm like super pumped to finish these socks, so I could just start on a sock tube, because yeah, now I feel like I could make all the socks in the world. I could just make a sock tube. Yay, I'm so glad I figured this out. But yeah, the info for the mods, the specific mod, will be in the link below, so if you're curious, just check that out. But yeah, super happy with this. It fits me so well. And you could always you know, if you look at my mod and the decreases don't really work for you, or you think it might be a little off for your foot, all I did was just try it on as I try the sock on as I went to see what kind of decreases worked well for me. So the decreases on my Ravelry page might not work for you, but yeah, definitely just try it on as you go and then it'll fit. But the gusset definitely helped. That was, I think, quite a game changer because it added that much more space to my heel. But yeah, I'm gonna go make lunch now. Bye. Hi everyone, so this is gonna be my sign off video because today is Christmas Eve. I don't think I've talked to you guys in a couple days, but you know, I've literally just been knitting and that's it. So which is why I haven't been checking in, but also I've been knitting stuff, like the same stuff over and over, so I feel like it's a bit monotonous to kind of talk about it like every single hour. So I'm just gonna catch you up on my current whips, and then I'll sign off for this video, and then I'll start the next video. I feel like this video is gonna go out, well, obviously post Christmas, so if you do celebrate, I hope you had a lovely holiday, and if you don't, I hope you're having a cozy end of December. So anyways, my whip, so I do have a half object. So I finished one sock, and it's just like my plain vanilla sock recipe for myself. Yeah, nothing much to say. I just did like a kind of a garter slip stitch kind of pattern that I just made up. So I have one sock casted off. I'm currently working on the other sock right now. So yeah, the mini circulars have been going really well on the train. Actually, I tried it out like maybe a couple days ago, and yeah, they've been working really well. So I'm excited to finish these so I could just start on a sock tube, so I could just knit a tube and not have to worry about anything. So that's a half object. And then a whip that, you know, that I've been working on is my Amara. So these are on some just like substitute needles for now because I cast it on something else. So this is my Amara sweater progress. I think this is the front. Oh no, things are falling off. Okay, we're good. So this is my Amara sweater progress. It's going, I think I'm almost about where I would split for sleeves. Yeah, so as you can see, I like my things quite cropped, so I think maybe like another half an inch or so, and then I could start splitting for sleeves. So that's going, but progress has stopped for this one because I used the needles. Well, I'm using the needles for something else. So I applied for a test knit like a while back, because not a while back, but recently, for the chalet sweater. I'll put a picture up here. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram, but I saw the color work on this and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life. So, and the deadline was for like mid-February, and since I'm off of work December, January, I was like, I could get this done. And I think it's a worsted weight pattern, so I was like, I could do it. So I just applied for it, didn't really think too hard about it because I honestly thought I wouldn't get it because it's been so popular, like so many people have shared it. And but I got the email that I got into the test knit. So yesterday I immediately cast it on, and I really wanted to use stash yarn. I didn't want to buy any more yarn, as you can probably, well, most of my stash is like hidden away over here. But as you know, I bought a bunch of yarn like throughout the year, and I really didn't want to buy anymore. The thing was that I didn't have any worsted weight. I don't usually use worsted weight yarn for my projects. I think like DK would be my comfortable max. But I had a bunch of this is from Is That Ken Yarns, from Jake. We did a yarn swap trade thing for a sweater quantity of my own colorway and sweater quantity of his. So from him I chose Catfish, which is from the Ex-Wives collection, I believe it's called. It's this like really pretty neutral. He usually does like very brightly colored, very bright, happy, like colorful colorways, and as you can tell, I'm a more neutral person. So although I do really love his stuff, I don't think I would wear it as a sweater. So I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, that's totally me. So this is the main color, and this is a DK weight, but it's pretty plump. Like when I look at it, when I saw it, when I was thinking about what to use, I saw this and I was like, you know, this could probably be used as a worsted weight if I tried. And I did get gauge using a needle size up, so that worked out. And then the contrast color I'm using is this. This is a very, very old stash yarn. I think this is from like back when I was in college. This is, I think I have the ball band. Knit Pick Stroll Fingering. And it's a superwash merino wool nylon, and it's a fingering weight. So I'm actually holding 2 strands together to get like a worsted. And although it is a little thicker than this, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. It's pretty close, but it is slightly thicker than a single strand of this. I was a little worried, but I finished the first section of color work last night and I really love how it's going. So this is the first bit. So it's not like a secret test knit or anything. So it's the first bit of the color work. Yeah, I love how because the contrast color is the yarn's a little thicker. Excuse my chip nails. I still haven't painted. I feel like I say excuse my chip nails every single video, but so since it's a little thicker than the main color, I feel like it helps the color work pop out a bit more, which I really like. So this is going quite well. It's a top-down yoke sweater. I'm a little worried about how big the neck is. I guess it's more of a boat neck rather than a kind of like this Udo here. I think I'll probably knit the collar like a bit longer than this one's knit up, obviously. Well, I'll knit it up how the pattern is, but hopefully it's about 1 inch or so, maybe 2 inches. I'm not sure, I haven't looked that far into the pattern, but so far I really love the color work and I'm excited to get to the second part. So yeah, I've been this is pretty much gonna be my monogamous project, I guess, until I finish, because I don't really want this hanging over my head while I work on other stuff. So yeah, the DAA cardigan will be put on hold until I finish this, because yeah, I don't want to fall behind, because if I fall behind and I have to start working again, I'll really fall behind. So that's been going. So that's like another accidental cast on that I wasn't really expecting, but here we are. And then my blanket. So this is the blanket so far. Gotten a good amount of it. So this is like another color that I just started. I pretty much finished like, sorry, my phone camera. switched off, but I pretty much finished days 1 through 4. Like up to this point is like days 1 through 4, and then I'm kind of going into 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 through 8. So it's been going really well. I really like how scrappy it looks, and I think it'll be really fun to see how the colors transition. There's not really a transition, but since I am kind of trying to use up the colors according to the days, I feel like there's this like slight, you can kind of see where one of the days begins and ends, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really liking it. It's just been like my, like if I'm talking to friends or family on FaceTime, then this is what I work on. So it's this nice little squishy roll now, which is nice. I feel like I've got quite a good amount done. So yeah, that has been my whips. Thank you so much for joining me this video. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. I feel like I keep moving my head to avoid this glare, but anyways, yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely December. Let me know what you've been working on, if you've gotten sidetracked on any of your projects, and yeah, I'll see you after Christmas. Yeah, I'll edit this video and post this on sometime before the new year at least. So yeah, I'll see you around. Okay, bye.